have a fun question for you, and I want the chat to get involved here. I'm going to mention maybe 3 or 4 guys. Do you remember this conversation that Spytek had, I believe, close to the draft, maybe right after the draft? Do you remember he said you guys would laugh about some of the options that we made calls for at the quarterback position? Like, it made it seem like he potentially even called the Chiefs about Patrick Mahomes. Like he was just kind of like, he was kind of laughing about it. Like, you guys would be tripping the kind of calls that we made. I'm going to put three names out there, and then I want you to maybe throw a couple into the mix as well. But give me 2 or 3 names that he potentially made some calls for. Okay. I think one is easy. It's Matthew Stafford. Okay. That was one that clearly the Raiders were in on until Matthew Stafford made the decision to stay in LA, which I think was the right decision for him. Baker Mayfield, number 2. I think that's clear cut. Tampa Bay, the connection there. He got kind of, unlocked these last 2 seasons out there. I think Liam Cohen leaving also maybe presented an opportunity for Spytek to maybe potentially try and get his guy. I'm going to go with him. Number 3 to me is Joe Burrow. I think that was the laughing call. I think it was Burrow because there's so much uncertainty in Cincinnati with them. Remember at the time they were trying to figure out if they were going to pay Chase, pay Higgins. Now the Hendrickson situation, terribly ran franchise. They're very cheap. They don't like to spend a ton of money. I think that Burrow was the guy that they were like, you would laugh about if you knew that we tried to reach out. Because honestly, if this thing doesn't work out here in the next year or so, I know that Burrow has a crazy contract, and rightfully so. I think that he's going to force his way out of Cincinnati. And I think they maybe said, hey, let's go swing big here in year 1, and let's make a call and see what Cincinnati potentially would want for, their signal caller out there in Joe Burrow. I think that Joe Burrow was the guy. Is there any two or three other names that you can think of that potentially Spy